ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So we're continuing our discussion from Srimad Bhagavad Gita based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And today we'll be discussing a very interesting, very intriguing topic called karma. So before going ahead, let me tell you one story. So this story happened around 50 years back. One boy from Bangalore, in search of his dream, then he went to Bombay. And when he went to Bombay, somehow he didn't find anything through which he can earn money. And then he started pickpocketing, going around and somehow beg, borrow, still get money to take care of their livelihood. And yes, and the result of you do something sinful activities that you end up in jail. Then he got into this Arthur jail, and then if you don't learn the lesson, then you have still that tendency to do that. Then he came out, and he was trying to look for, where can I get some food, and then he was also looking around some dustbin and here and there, and then he found there is some magazine, right? And magazine, like, yes, that really attracted his heart. Then and he saw there was a beautiful photo of Swamiji, but it's not about Swamiji, but what was there in his hand that attracted him. What is there in his hand? A golden watch. And then somehow he asked, like he found that, okay, where is this Swamiji is? And he said that, okay, there is a temple coming up in Juhu. Any of you have been to Juhu temple? Yes, some of you have been. Yes. It's a very beautiful property today, after what we see now. So it's around 50 years back, the construction was getting started and the devotees were still staying in Akash Ganga near South Bombay. And the devotees told that, yes, Swami Srila Prabhupada is staying in Akash Ganga, so if you go there and you'll find. At that time he didn't have money, and then, and then he walked from Juhu to South Bombay. And like, it means that, like, even to um, go and have darshan of a sadhu, you need to put some purification. So he went through that, and he reached. And then, but once he reached, he got to know that Srila Prabhupada has already left to Hyderabad. And the devotee, especially there was a devotee called Giriraj Swami Maharaj, he said that, okay, Prabhupada will come soon to Bombay, please wait, and you can go and stay in our Juhu temple. And as instructed by him, he went there, and he said that, okay, I need to get some food, and I see that there's a lot of free food here. And they are asking me to shave my head and come in the morning, do some puja. I said, okay, I'll do it. But I will not forget my end goal. What is the end goal? What? I said, okay. Then he was really getting restless. Now days passing by. Now what to do? He said, okay. Then he approached once again Giriraj Swami Maharaj. And I said, what should I do now? Because I need to meet Swamiji. He said, okay, then you can go to Hyderabad if you are so restless. And he said, but I don't have money. You don't have money? Yeah, I know there is shortcut how to get money. Would you like me to do that? I can steal some money and I can go to heaven. No, you don't have to do that. We'll give you money and then we'll buy you a ticket so that you can go. And then he took a ticket, then he went there. And then he came in front of Srila Prabhupada. And as soon as Srila Prabhupada saw him, right, a Swami, a pure devotee means he not only sees your face, but he really scans what is there in your heart. And as soon as, right, and this person, he tells it later on also, as soon as Swamiji saw him, he opened his watch and gave it to me. Nothing, without any discussion. Okay, you want a watch? I'll give it to you. Right? And then he said, a couple of days he was staying. And then Swamiji asked, so how long you want to stay? No. Like the devotees in Juhu have told me that, right, just to meet you, and after that, I should go back to Juhu. So I'm coming back. So he went back once again to Juhu, and then as he was passing some time there, he understood that how the devotees are so helpful, so merciful. And then Srila Prabhupada also came to Bombay after some point of time. And then there was one day a ceremony was happening, a Diksha ceremony, where after performing, going through rules and regulations, you are given a bead, you are given a Diksha, right? Then you are part of the parampara. And then, like he was also just kind of standing on the doorstep, and Prabhupada asked, would you like to initiation? And all the devotees, right, especially this GBC or the administrative heads, they were really worried whether he will say yes to it. And then, what will happen if a person like him, like he's a thief, he will take Diksha, he will not follow any rules and regulations. And they were really worried, what will happen now? But then he said, yes, why not? Right? And then he came down and he sat in the yajna. Prabhupada gave him the name Haridas. Right? So he was given the name Haridas. And all the devotees were surprised, whether he will be able to follow. And as the days were passing by, right, he was serving more and more Srila Prabhupada. Right? And one day he approached Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how can I help you? Right? I see that, that in the night, Prabhupada used to transcribe the books. Throughout the day, he used to spend time with the devotees. And throughout the night, he used to write books. And I see that a lot of dogs are barking and disturbing. And because he used to be a transcriber, he used to, speak, and that would get recorded. And later on, the devotees would really transcribe it. So, but then because the dog's barking, sometimes the dog barking sound would come there in the sound, and the devotees, they were not able to transcribe it properly. He said, okay, so ensure that in the night, all the dogs are really, very far from this place so that there is no sound disturbance into this one. And then he said, yes, yes, I love that service because that is my favorite service. That's what I used to do, right? And whole night I used to be awake, but now, of course, right, I'll take care of it. And he was serving so sincerely. And then one day he developed so much of love for Prabhupada. And he said, look, now I want to buy some chocolate for Swamiji. And he got 2 Cadbury chocolate, and as you are offering obeisances, chocolate fell down. And Swami said, oh, you have chocolate? No, Swamiji, this is for you only. And Prabhupada saw that, oh, this chocolate, oh, you should not eat this chocolate. You like chocolate? And then personally, Srila Prabhupada went to the kitchen and he brought the halwa. He prepared the halwa and he brought the halwa for him. You see, this is the love. And as the days were passing by, right, Prabhupada is saying that, oh, all my devotees, all my disciples, they are meant for preaching. They are going all over the world. Because Prabhupada started in a very small way, but over the time, he started, his disciples have started preaching all over the world. And then he said, oh, Haridas, you should also go and preach. And then he said, Prabhupada, but I don't have passport. You don't have passport? Yeah, you prepare the passport. But, the devotee said that, while filling up the passport form, you need to have your father's name. And I don't know who is my father's name. And then he said, okay, then you write my name. And the Srila Prabhupada, he's opened his passport. You see, in my passport also I have written, my father is my eternal father, my spiritual master, his divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You can write my name, you can write A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And as directed by him, he wrote down his name. Right? Now you see, how again and again, how the sadhu's mercy is limitless. A sadhu does not see where you are coming from. Sadhu does not see from which stage you are, right? He really sees every opportunity. How can you really purify him and really uplift him? This is the in the first session only we are talking about the quality of a sadhu. They are limitless in terms of their mercy. So yes, this devotee became Haridas Prabhu, and he became one of the producer, or he was really instrument in really bringing up our Atma series. I don't know how many of you have seen long back, 15-20 years back, in Star Plus, there used to be a serial called Atma, and all our devotees, they used to give classes. So though he came to steal, but his heart got stolen. This is the quality of the Lord, this is the quality of the devotees. So before proceeding ahead, I would like to hear from you, what was the introspection that you had when you heard from the last session? Anything that you would like to share?
If you want to shine like sun, first start to burn like
yes, now you are signing today. Okay, very good, very good. Yes, what else? Yes, first connect and then correct. And this should really apply it with our kids, with our spouse, right? Like, because most of the times the kids come to home, and kids says, Mommy, do you know that? Somehow I could not bring my pencil got stolen. And Turant, what happens? मम्मी का भाषण चल रहा था, कितने बार बोला है ना, like to take care of your things properly, this or that, without really understanding that what exactly happened to her, right? A mummy starts kind of speaking so many things, right? You should hear that. Okay, आज बस पे किसके साथ झगड़ा हुआ, बस पे किसके साथ कट्टी हुआ, फिर जाके किसी को पेंसिल चाहिए था, उसको पेंसिल दिया, without understanding anything on this, and the mummy started speaking. And then mummy starts saying, you should not do this, you should not that, no, and then that's what the child remembers at the end also, and said, okay, whatever mummy says, I'll say no. Because that's what she is responding to me. Right? Or like the same can be extended to our, as a husband, wife, or in the office as well. Yes, wherever it is. So first we should connect our heart. So that's why we should first listen, then we should acknowledge, and then we should really say what exactly the feeling that they are going through. That's why you say connect means you should LAN. First listen, then you should acknowledge what exactly they are going through, and you name their feeling. Oh, I hear you that you have been going through this, and you must be feeling very sad that you lost your pencil today. Oh, you must be feeling very disturbed that somehow your best friend she did cutty to you. And you see that how that bonding will happen over a period of time. It's not that like or the same also with husband wife. Once the you can tell so many, maybe in our relationship seminar we'll discuss more. But this can really happen in many instances, right? How it is very important to invest in the relationship and then withdraw from that relationship. ना इसीलिए क्या हुआ, पहले भगवान कृष्ण क्या किए, पहले वो सुने, पहले अध्याय क्या किए, वो सुने, फिर 17 अध्याय सुनाइए। तो भगवान क्या बोलते हैं, एक अध्याय पहले सुनो, क्या बोले, पहले सुनो फिर सुनाओ। इट्स नहीं कि ऐसा नहीं है कि पहले ही चालू हो जाता है हमारा सुनाने का। फर्स्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड अदर्स, देन ट्राई टू बी अंडरस्टूड। थैंक यू वेरी मच। एनी अदर थॉट्स? Yes, these 3 words, because whether right in our sports or in academics or in spirituality as well, or even an author also needs an editor. An author who has written this book, he also needs an editor, isn't it? Similarly, everybody in our life, in whatever sphere we want to progress, we want somebody to edit us, somebody to correct us. Somebody can really, show us, what is the path, whether we are going right or wrong, and somebody can see from the top view, right? And he can really help us in going in the right direction. Yes, we need somebody, and we should look forward to that person. And then we discussed also how should we really approach that person, right? How should we approach that person? Right? We said humility. We should offer obeisances. We should respectfully, we should approach them, and we should ask questions. Right? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all our scriptures is all about question answer. Unless we ask questions, right? Yes, even your teacher might know what is right and wrong, but unless you ask questions, you will not be able to absorb what exactly he is trying to say. So you should ask questions. And the second, even if you know the answer from the teacher, but to realize that knowledge, to transform from the knowledge to wisdom. Because in Google now you have all the information, but it doesn't really transform our heart. For that, what do you need? We need to serve. We need to serve the Lord. We need to serve the devotees. We need to serve the teacher. Unless we serve, right, we will not be able to digest that knowledge. Right? We might take so much food, right? But unless that enzymes, right, or the digestion process is right, will not be able to get the nutrients out of it. Similarly, yes, you might read so many things. Now there is no dearth of information. But what is really needed is that you are not putting that into action. Right? So that's why there are 3 things are involved. There is a transmission of knowledge, there is a discussion of spirituality, and third, there is a transformation of heart. So yes, it should start from the transmission of the knowledge. Oh, we heard some principle from 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Then we discussed, last time also we discussed, okay, how does it really apply to our life? How do we really understand this? And how does it can really relate to the different circumstances? But then, right, I should really have some takeaway that I should really apply in my own life. I should resolve to really apply this principle in my life. Make sense? Thank you very much. Yes, any other thoughts? Any other thoughts? Yes. We discussed Gita, Gita. Anybody remembers? Yes. Yes, I want to hear from here. Anything? Anybody? Yes? Anybody was there? Gita. Yes. Okay, before, yes, sir. Yes, maybe Amar. Yes, please, because I want to give opportunity to everybody. Yes, yes. Very good, very good, very good. So we discussed that this is the whole essence of the Bhagavad Gita. What is that? That to understand that uh, we are not all in all. Uh, we are not all in all. There is a God in the control. We discuss so much about the existence of God, who is God, what is the definition of God, what is the characteristics of the God, right? We discuss so much about it. Do you remember, like scientifically, logically, cause and effect perspective, right? And we discussed, and then we discussed what are the attributes. Not that somebody has some, you know, some aspect of, right, out of the six, right, bhogas, the opulence. If somebody has little, right, he is not the Bhagavan, but who has everything in full, right? Who is a generator, operator, and destroyer, right? And then we discussed about that. Yes, we understood about God, then we understood about what is our identity. This also we discussed very much in detail, right? Wherever we go in corporate field or wherever we go, first we need to understand what is my identity, what is my role, and then we discuss about our job description. Similarly, Lord has sent us, then we should really understand what is my identity, and then I should really talk about. We should talk about what I should do. I say, like there are a lot of stories about Sasu Bahu ki story, right? One day, one Sasu told, oh Bahu, don't you understand, मैं तेरी माँ हूँ. वो क्या बोलती है? आप पहले मेरे सासू है, फिर बाद में माँ है. मेरी माँ घर पे है. Right? So everybody has some role. Like it's not that like Sasu can definitely has her emotions are good, but at the same time, right, there are the mood through which the mother has invested to the daughter is really different from what exactly the Sasu Bahu relationship is all about. So nobody can replace each of the roles, right? Like if I am a father, nobody can replace as a father to my children, right? So I need to really understand as a father what I should do for my children, right? And similarly, once you are related about a human being, or if I am really a devotee of the Lord, right, or I am really serving in this institute, means I have some roles and I have to perform the responsibilities accordingly. Or I always give this example, right? Like the students, we really go to when we entered IIT, right? Once you enter IIT, after going through all these entrance exams and things like that, and then you see there's a lot of clubs are there, right? Sports club, music club, drama club, this club, that club, and then you really got overwhelmed. What should I go and enjoy? But then, what is my identity? Why I have come to the IIT? Right? To study. So that, right, I have a bright career. Is it that once I go to the IIT and then I really get lost and I forget my real goal? Right? Yes, I have come to this material world. There is so many, so-called places of enjoyment, but then I should not forget my real goal. Right? I should understand who am I, and I should really connect myself to the Lord. I really understand that, okay, this is the opportunity, I have got it. Right? How can I really take use of this opportunity? And then we talked about the transmigration. We talked about this out of body experience or near death experience or reincarnation as well. Right? Um, so here, right? So it's not that it is this lifetime is only lifetime that we have, but yes, there are so many more lifetimes that existed, and there are many more lifetimes that will be there in the future. So our aim of the life should be that how to get out of this material world and really go to the spiritual world where there is a bliss at each stage. Make sense? This is what we discussed, because this is the foundation from which we'll have our session today. And then somebody might ask that how do you really kind of have faith on all these principles? How do you build faith in the scripture, right? Because our Acharya is saying that it's not about having some blind faith, right? It's not some blind faith. Right? What is blind faith? Blind faith means whoever wears maybe white coat, he's a doctor, right? And he said, okay, he's a doctor, let me kind of go and ask him. No.
Faith is always blind.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's what we talked about. That see, blind faith is dangerous. But then, once the faith is really based on the facts, the faith is really based on the tangible principles. That's what we talked about. right? And then how do you really build this faith? We hear about it, we observe it. Like, we talked about, okay, there's a medicine. Oh, this medicine, like during COVID time, we said that, oh, this is the medicine that really works, right? Oh, this is the, maybe a balm. Once you put this balm, and all our kind of, maybe all the boil, that will really go away. Oh, we go to the institute, and from this institute, we really see that, okay, there are some, all the startup founders are coming from this institute. And then not only we hear about it, we observe also that, yes, his friend, that friend, this person, they have really gone there. And yes, there are so many founders coming from this institute. And then, I also have that desire. I go to that institute. I really also study there, and I take advantage of it, and I also get the benefit out of it. I really experience that. Yes, there is a nice ecosystem. I can really build it up, and I can really also get benefited out of it. And then once I come out of it, I share it with everybody. So this is not a blind faith. This is based on the facts. But then, if I have some half knowledge or no knowledge, and I said, oh, you just go to any Chapri college and you say that, okay, no, from here everybody comes. No, I need to do my research. If I am really looking for diamond, I cannot go to a Kirana shop. Do you have diamond with you? Then you will say, okay, you are, you're fool. Then definitely he will cheat you. If I am looking for a diamond, I should do the research. What is a diamond is looking like? Right? If I am not doing that research, then the problem is not with the shopkeeper, but problem with me. That's why Prabhupada says that, why there are so many cheaters in this world? Because there are so many people, they want to be cheated. Because we want shortcut in the life. We have kind of 10 rupees and I want to go to buy diamond. It's not possible. We have to pay the price for it. We have to do the homework from our side. Unless we do the homework and we see that, okay, I want to really get this one, it's not possible. Right? Am I really kind of putting that effort from my side? Makes sense? Yes. This is what you really this is how you can really build the faith. And faith comes in installments. It's not that, okay, one fine day, the apple will fall from the tree and they'll say, oh, this is a nice realization that I got it. No. It really comes in installments. It really, brick by brick, your faith gets increased. It doesn't happen one day. Right? And yes, Lord will kind of facilitate us through the different process of hearing, observing, and then you practice a little bit. But if I just hear a lot, but if I don't practice it, right? Is it possible to build the faith? No. Then I'll still kind of look for that, that Baba or this channel or that channel, or I think that this will give me happiness. No. I have to put, that effort from my side. Okay. And then we discussed also the 2 things to forget and 2 things to remember. Hope everybody remembers. Yes. And then we also discussed what is a practical principle that we can take it from the understanding of this Gita, Gita. What is the practical principles? What are the practical principles? We gave so many examples also. We talked about Socrates, we talked about, right, how really a person develops fearlessness, right? Just last year, right, one of our Swamiji, came across cancer, right? But then we saw him, that how he was so fearless. He was so fearless because he was convinced that, yes, the beauty, the bliss that I have experienced in this life by coming in touch with the devotees, by coming in touch with the scriptures, I will not get anywhere else. Right? And now I'm convinced that wherever I'm going, is a spiritual world. Right? Like we talked, even a contemporary example of a person, right? Somehow he has been asked to let go from the company. But then if he has something, something interesting, something exciting, will he really be having fear in his life? No. Or like, if you are, like, especially in Bangalore, we have staying in a rented house. Right? If the landlord asks, okay, you vacate this house, if you already have invested in building a nice big house, right? Will you be really worried about that if landlord says you go home? I said, oh, thank you. Anyway, I was able to leave and now I have built a nice house. I am going there. So the dualities that are definitely going to come, but I'll not be disturbed by these dualities because I have something big. Because my heart is really filled with so much treasure, I'll not be really looking for that, those 10 paisas in the life. And then, yes, forbearance, right? I really see that Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Suni Chaiva Sopakicha, Pandita Samadarshina. A Pandita, he really sees not only, okay, this is my family, or this is only my Namma Bangalore or Namma Karnataka, right? We say then, okay, we are Indian, we are then, we extend ourselves not only to the human beings, but also to other species. Brahmana, Gavi, Hastini, even a dog, an elephant, or a Brahmana, a Pandita who is really wise, he sees, what he sees equally is that there is a Lord's part and parcel is there. Right? So yes, it really comes, with maturity. It doesn't really happen over a period of time, right? So it doesn't mean also that, okay, we see a tiger and we just embrace the tiger, right? But we have to respect that tiger, of what he is having. Okay. And then, yes, once we understand that we are the soul, not this body, right? Yes, not only we put so much of effort in really bathing ourselves, putting nice dress and so on, right? Similarly, we need to ensure that we need to clean our body and we need to clean our heart and we need to clean our soul and we need to, feed our soul as well. And how we can feed our soul? By chanting. Yeah, this is so beautiful process. By just chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Okay, any questions or comments you have before we proceed? Any questions, comments from anyone? Okay, all clear so far? Okay, good, thank you. So now, okay, yes, Lord has created this beautiful world that everybody is so unique. Somebody is so damn rich, somebody is so poor, somebody is so handsome, some might not be so, somebody is maybe really healthy, somebody might not be so, somebody is born with a silver spoon, and somebody might not even have something to eat and drink. And the obvious question that might be asked next is that why there is so much of disparities in the world? ऐसा क्यों बनाया भगवान ने? This question, any point of time you ask this question? Yes, yes. Why? Why it is really happening like that? Why God has created? Is it somebody who is partial? Or like you go and go to the cricket field and you see that one team starts with a score of 0, another team the starting score is 100. Then you see that this is some problem. What's the problem? Either problem with the scorer or with the score board. What's the problem? Problem with the players? No, I don't know. Like they're coming and playing. Right? Why there is a problem? One team of players, they are starting with a score of 0. Another team of players, they are starting the game with 100. Or you can say you go to the university and there are a group of students are there. One group of students, they are given a very simple questions. Another group of students, they are given questions like with lot of this, serpent sign. You have seen the serpent signs? What is that? Integration, integration, differentiation, calculus. Another set of questions, another set of students, they are getting very simple questions, right? Why it is so? Why it is so? Why? Huh? Why? Because we hear that, a empire or a principle is impartial, even that's what Lord is saying that. Right? He's a Surudam Sarva Bhutanam. Lord is saying, I'm really equal to all. He's saying that, Surudam Sarva Bhutanam. And I am the supreme well-wisher of all the living entities. Then, is it that Lord is saying something and doing something else? Huh? He is saying that samaham sarva bhutesu name dvesa asti na priyaha. Nobody is really, one is not one favorite, another is not really that I really hate them. No, samaham sarva bhutesu. Lord is saying, and everybody is equal to me because everybody is children of Lord. He is saying, Aham bija pradapita. I am the Father, seed giving Father of all the living entities. Why he is doing like this then? There is some, difficulty in understanding this. Why it is? Why there is so much of discrimination? Why there is, the scale that we see is not really, balanced. Why? Okay, now we really go to a court. I talk about a genuine court, right? In the genuine court, somebody is really kind of, awarded, severe imprisonment, right? And then you see that, you go to another place, you saw that, okay, this person is really awarded with a lump sum money, a big, big money, big property to one person. Was that kind of, at that point of time, is the treatment of the judge is impartial? Is he really playing favorites? Is he? What does it mean? Based on, yes, what exactly you had done, accordingly, the judge, the impartial judge, rewards accordingly. Isn't it? If somebody has really done good amount of work, right, definitely the judge really gives him a lot of property, in a maybe a case. If somebody is really has murdered somebody, he'll be imprisoned and sentenced to death. So in this case, the Lord is not impartial. Based on the activities, the judge pronounces a decision. Isn't it? So, or what do we say? Jaisi karni, vaisi bharni. What goes around, that comes around. This is what, this Newton say that, this is my law, but this is what the Lord's law. Right? What is that? Please repeat it loudly. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Do you agree with this? Yes. Yes. This is infallible justice of the Lord. So that, yes, we have seen that the higher you push pressure, the higher you go up. And each person is responsible for its own vices and virtues. Because most of the times, as we are discussing, we feel that the problems, that suffering that really comes, that's all because of upar wala, side wala, my spouse, my manager, my this, my that. That I need to really understand that, yes, whatever we are really getting, we are getting through an instrument of karma. They are not giving us the punishment. Is it clear? It's a very heavy statement. What is really coming to us, they are being sent through an instrument of karma. Right? And yes, even the body that we receive, right? Somebody, is really born in a rich or poor, or somebody is born in a human being, somebody is born in an animal, right? Whoever we are born based on our desire and based on our activity that we did in the last life. Like we hear about Bharat Maharaj. So he, because he was so much attached to deer, he took birth as a deer in the next life. We hear so many instances. It's not that, and it's always unidirectional. Sometimes, you come to the animal kingdom as well. Srimad Bhagavatam says that a person takes birth. Karmana deva netrena jantur deha upapataye. Karmana and deva. Because of our own karma that we did in the past life, and the sanction of the Lord, deva, jantur deha upapataye. A person takes birth in a specific body. In a specific body, in a specific house, in a specific place. Yes. And it all really happening under the supervision of Kala Chakra, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. Right? The living entity, their soul, they gets a particular body. This is what we talked about, especially in 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajyanti ante kalevaram tam tam eva. Like, Lord Krishna is saying that whatever the consciousness that we have at the end of our life, we'll get a body in the next life, right? If like one time Srila Prabhupada was walking on a beach, and then he was doing this morning walk, and he saw that some people were on the water surfing, and Prabhupada asked his disciples, what are they doing? Prabhupada, all the disciples said, Prabhupada, they are surfing. Suffering? No, Prabhupada, they are surfing. But I call it as a suffering. Why? Because Lord has given us such a nice body. And I see that for the last so many hours, they are kind of only in the water, just like fish. These bodies are meant for only kind of, yes, you have to do some recreation activities, but our whole life is not just to kind of play around in water. Right? Our life has a meant for a higher purpose. Right? If we, there are a lot of principles are there. That how, especially in our scripture, it is mentioned that the kind of activities that we do, right, we kind of get a body in the next life. Yes. And what kind of bodies are there? It is mentioned there are 8.4 million species of life are there. So of course, once you talk about from biological perspective, yes, it is based on the species is really defined morphologically. How do you really look? How do you really eat? All that perspective. But once our scriptures talk about the species, this 8.4 million species, they talk about from our psychological perspective, from the consciousness level perspective. So it is mentioned that even for a human being, there are 400,000 species are there. Even amongst the human beings, what do we call human species or Homo sapiens, there are 400,000 species are there. Chatur Lakshani Manusha. 400,000 species are there. And similarly, of course, there are Jalajana Lakshani, there are 900,000 of aquatics are there. Sthavara Laksa Vimsati, there are 2 million Sthavaras are there, non-moving living entities. Krimaya, Rudra Sankhya, there are 1.1 million species of insects and reptiles are there. And Dasa Lakshanam, Pakshinam, 1 million birds are there. And Trimsa Lakshani Pasava, 3 million species of animals are there. Yes, this is what it says in Bhagavad Gita. So, whatever really we think at the end of our body, right, we really get body, similar body in the next life. And especially, and once you are in the animal species of life, there is an evolution of consciousness, from the non-moving living entities, right, let's say to reptiles, right, to animals, and so on, right, then human being and so on, right. That's how the evolution of consciousness happens. Yeah. But then, as you come to this human being, it's like in a junction, right? Either you continue to go up, or once again you can really fall down. And that's why we say that human life is a junction. It's a wonderful opportunity, right? Once again to continue to evolve our consciousness, or continue to degrade our consciousness, or once again go back to this animal species again, right? And at that point of time, how we use our higher intelligence that Lord has given, how we use our discriminating power, what should be done and what should not be done. This is an opportunity to become free from the cycle of birth and death. How we can really be free from the cycle of birth and death. Okay. So is it clear so far? So what is this life? What is this law of karma? What is this law of karma? As you sow, so shall you reap. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Right? So I don't think you need any further explanation here. Yes.
Oh my God. हो जाता है।
Yes, yes. This is an instant. Yes. Okay. But then somebody might ask that, right? Who is witnessing all of this?
What?
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes. Because you have heard that, right? That story. Once one saint asked all the students, you know, all of you are given one mango, and please eat this mango, in a secluded place where nobody is watching you. And then yes, all the boys they went to different places and they tried to eat, but then one boy came back and said, oh, I could not find a place where nobody is there. Right? Yes, because most of the times, we say that, oh, who is watching? I have done this, I have done that. But yes, because Lord is saying, I am the, I am really as a Paramatma, Upadrashta Anumantascha, Iswara Sarva Bhutanam Hududesa Arjuna Tishtati. Lord is there in everybody's heart. He's really watching us, what we are doing. Can anybody really escape? Because sometimes, you see the kids, how they behave in front of the teacher and behind the teacher. Or how and all the team members they really behave in front of the manager, and when the manager is not there, manager is coming 10 o'clock, we should be there before that. oh, parents are there, right? Oh, let's not kind of make any noise. If you make noise, then mummy will come. So if we have this mood that if the Lord is watching at every step, right? Any person who will do kind of any wrong thing, just think about it. Right? This is simple principle, but the application really be so deep. And so deep about it. Yes. People will talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yes. Because Lord is there. He's really Upadrashta Anumanta Sa Bharta Bhakta Maheshwara. Lord is there. He is the Upadrashta. He's watching there. And he's Anumanta. He's also sanctioning in some cases. But then, some people say that, okay, I didn't know that, like if you do something bad, bad result will come to us. Right? I didn't know about all these intricacies of the karma principle. Right? Is this ignorance is an excuse? No, like in some places you go to, let's say USA and something like that, right? You have a, somewhere there's a right-hand traffic, there is somewhere left-hand traffic. They say that, around in 75 countries there's a left-hand drive, and there is 175 countries there is a right-hand drive. And if you really go from one place to another place, can you say that no, I didn't know that I have to take to the left or I have to take to the right? If you don't know, that's your problem. Or let's say when I joined my first company in Siemens Bombay, right? I had come from Delhi, and then I was staying in Worli. I was telling somebody the other day. And then I had to, I asked, our landlord, I have an office in Worli, I have to go. No. Like the best thing is that you have to catch a local. Then I said, okay, I'll took a best bus. Then we went to Andheri and I boarded a train. I saw that, all the trains were really full. All the trains were full, right? And everybody is going inside the train just like something diamond is there, and everybody is really coming out. This is something like some snake is there. I was really seeing so many trains were passing by, and I don't know what to do. And then I saw that there is some bogie which is relatively empty, and then I just jumped in there. And as soon as I jumped in, the TT came. Show me your ticket. And I saw that this is second class ticket, and this is a first class bogie. I said, I didn't know about it. Now you know it. Now you'll not forget in future. Now pay the fine. Right? So yes, we cannot say that, oh, I'm really, suffering. I didn't know about it. Right? Yes, most of the times we suffer, and we do some sin because of sinful activities. And why do sinful activities? Because we are in ignorance. Yes. The root cause of our suffering is what?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. This is what we should be clear. Because most of the times, now coming back, right, to that cricket match or to that university, why one team was starting at a 0, another team starting at 100? Because I thought it's a 2020 match, but that is a test match. What is that? Test match. Because a multi-innings process. You carry forward all the score from one innings to the next innings. Yes, but if I don't know it, I think that, oh, why this team is starting with 100. Right? Or now go back to the university. Why? There are different exam papers for different students. They are in different grades. Somebody has just joined and somebody is doing really PhD. Yes. I cannot really compare the exam of different students and say that, oh, why he is given me, you can go to the hospital. Is that, oh, why you are giving this pink color, liquid to that patient and you are giving a big, big capsule to me? Can I say to the doctor? Based on the disease what she is having, she has been given a medicine, and based on the disease that you have, you are given a certain medicine. Makes sense? Yeah. Yes. Once I really understand the big picture, then I really understand why it is really happening to me. Because they say that, right? Oh, I really don't understand the depth of love. Right? Does really Lord love us? Does really Lord love us? But to really understand the depth of the love of the Lord, you have to understand length and breadth of our life. What is the length and breadth of our life? Length of our life means this life is not all in all. There are many more lifetimes in the past, and there are many more lifetimes in the future. Yes, if I really understand that why I'm doing what I'm really getting now is because of my past life. Yes, and whatever I'm going to do now, I'll get the result next, either in this life or next life. That is the length. And what is the breadth? I understand that. Yes, I am not this body, but I am the soul. I am Atma. I am not this Deha. Yes, to understand the depth of the love, why Lord is doing it to me, I need to really understand this. Are you aligned so far? Okay, so now, so how does it really work? How does it really work? So, once I have desired something, then we see that, okay, there are multiple players involved in it. Like if I want to book an taxi to go from here, let's do airport. Okay. So what I do, I go to an app, whatever it is, either Ola or Uber or whatever it is, and then, right, the aggregator or whoever it is, and they sanction it. Otherwise, it goes in the loop. Once they sanction it, and then the car comes in front of your house or in front of your office, and then the car takes you to your destination. Okay. So how many players were involved? There is one aggregator who sanctions it, who allocates it, and there is one instrument, the car, who comes and who really takes us there. Right? Yeah. And if you really go now to the airport, can you really say that to the car driver, oh, now you have also come with me, now you also pay 50% of it? Can you say that? No, because that's what the question sometimes we ask. That, okay, right? I am really kind of, doing this. Oh, because Lord has sanctioned it. Oh, because all the other instruments, they are, helping me to do this. Right? But we really don't understand that, right? It all started with the desire of the soul. Because I wanted to enjoy, the nature, facilitated it. Right? The nature executed it. The Lord sanctioned about it. But at the same time, I cannot say that, oh, right, Like a terrorist cannot go to the court and say that, oh, Bhagwan ka ye ichha tha, ye isliye hua. No, it's because I had really started this thought, and I had really planned it. I had really executed it. But then, of course, I cannot really blame the knife, or I cannot blame anyone else. Oh, give the punishment to the knife, because the knife is really as an instrument in the terrorist's hand, or the gun is in the instrument of the terrorist's hand. I cannot really punish that person. So I need to take that responsibility in my own life, what the good or bad things are happening. And of course, at the same time, there are also other players involved in things getting executed. And now somebody might ask, so today's discussion will be more on Q&A. So I have so many questions that I have prepared for you. Somebody might say that, okay, I had done some bad activities, right? But now, next day, I'll go and break a coconut and equal. Negative and positive. They will cancel each other. Huh? Why? That's what we do, no? Like this whole, right, a couple of hundreds years back, the whole Christianity process was that, right? That, okay, throughout the week, you do any kind of nonsense things, and you go on the weekend and you bow down in front of the priest. Oh, and there is a price chart as well. If you done this, you have to pay this much of price. If you do this sin activity, this much is the price. And people who was paying advance, I'll be doing this. Yes, and that's why this Protestant came up, right? And of course, in our so-called Hindu society also, how people ये problem है तो ये व्रत करो, ये problem है तो ये व्रत करो, and all that, right? Yes, there is, right, why exactly it is there, because yes, you have to repent about it, right? You have to regret about it, right? But then you have to rectify it also. Don't justify it. Don't repeat it. Right? Yeah. Right? So, like I always give this example. Right? So, please tell me, you have 2 glasses of neem juice, and you get another 2 glasses of mango juice. You put it together. Will it feel like water? No. Why? Why? Right? Or you put 3 neem seeds and 3, right? And you put 2 mango seeds. Net, how many plants will come up? Only 1 mango plant, because 3 minus 2 equal to 1. Is it like that? Huh? Why? Right? Because most of the times it will cancel each other. Right? Right? So yes, we have to really go through whatever the good and bad things that we have to go through it. Right? That's why they said that even if you have a desire to eat a gulab jamun, right, and then you have to come back to the next life to really get it fulfilled. Okay. So now, the most important question, why do bad things happen to good people? Why?
Because sometimes before they might have done something bad.
Good. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? It's because of their karma. Yes. Yes, it's very easy to speak once again. But do you really understand? Because most of the times we ask this question. I have not done, like here this, you see, like sometimes people ask that, you see, how this boy, such a young boy, and how he is having cancer. At that point of time, people ask, ये बच्चे ने क्या गलती किया था? अभी उसको कैंसर हुआ कैसे? But people can, sometimes people really ask this question. They will not able to accept their problems. We think that, no, tell me from this, अभी हम जो देख रहे हैं ये मैच 100 से क्यों चालू हुआ? Or why it is kind of starting with minus 100. Right? But then, we always give this example of like, a grain silo, right? I don't know how many of you stayed in villages. Earlier, they used to keep the grains in the silos, right? These big silos, and they used to put the grains of every year on top. and then they will take down from the bottom. And if whatever you take down from the bottom, whatever would be there from maybe a year back or 2 years back, and we cannot say that, oh, this time I had kind of harvested nice fine grains, but why I'm getting coarse grains? Why I'm getting coarse grains? Because pehle saal ka wo fasal tha. Yes, I need to really understand this, because it is mentioned that the consequences of actions, we cannot really get rid of it. Just like a calf can find its mother cow, even if there are 1,000 cows. Similarly, the consequence and action will search it for the doer. I don't know what kind of analytic software Lord is having. Right? To take care of about the billions of entities over the billions of lifetimes, and how he puts together into one, gigantic, decision support system. Right? But then somebody might ask that, okay, but how long this duration of and this karma? Is it 1 lifetime, 2 lifetimes? How long? Huh? Yes. This is an infinite loop. And that's why it's called, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Right? This is an infinite loop. This extends not only within our present lifetime, but beyond it, throughout a succession of lives. Unless, right, we cut that process of cycle of birth and death. Right? And as Mataji was saying that, yes, sometimes we get some instant result, and sometimes we get delayed result. What is that instant result? Like, you have seen this sorso, like in the mustard seed, you put it, and just couple of days, the plant will come out and the beautiful flowers will come out. But for the coconut tree, right, it takes really ages. Right? Or there's a nice story of Dhritarashtra also, which is mentioned that one time Dhritarashtra asked Vidya that, oh, why I'm really suffering so much? All my 100 sons are died. Why it happened? I didn't do any bad things in this life. I'm just a blind person. But then he was told that, right, 50 lifetimes back, he had really killed a bird with all the 100 small chicks. And because of that, he's suffering. And Dhritarashtra, why? I did something 50 lifetimes back, and now I have to suffer because of that. And then he was told that even to get 100 sons, you need some sukruti. And you really accumulated sukruti for last 50 lifetimes. Now you got 100 sons, and now you are getting the result out of it. So it's a really very complex. It's a very complex. What kind of a reaction comes instant? What really comes delayed? Sometimes we go to a supermarket or for the credit card, right? You withdraw the money, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, and the end of the month you just maybe pay something, maybe 100 rupees, right? But then next day you get a bill of 2 lakhs rupees. Why? Because you said just previous day I just spent 100 rupees only, but I'm getting a bill of lakh rupees. Why? Because this is the credit card payment system works like that. At the end of the month, you get the bill. Or sometimes you see that, oh, somebody is really withdrawing the money. I don't see that he is paying at all, because what he has done, he has already he is using a debit card. He has already deposited that money. So much money. Because problem is that sometimes you are not so worried, why bad things happen to good people. We always ask this, why good things happen to the bad people.
They might have done something good in their past life.
Yes. So, right? So what is a debit card? What is a credit card? What is a privileged card? Who is having which card? It's very difficult to understand. We cannot really judge others, right? Or I give another this example. Just like there's a big water tank, and there are some input pipes are there. Okay, and there is one pipe which really, it's directly connected, a straight pipe. The water comes out from there, and there is one which is really coiled many times, and then after that it comes. Right? And then we see that, okay, I'm really kind of, close the inlet, but why I'm kind of, getting so, this kind of, water from this outlet. Is it clear? Are you able to understand the intricacies of action and reaction? It is not so, because it is a muhyanti api kavayaha. Even the great philosophers cannot understand this action and reaction. This karmana, it is said, karmana, कर्मणो हि अपि बोधव्यम च विकर्मणा अकर्मणश्च बोधव्यम गहना कर्मणा गति. Gahana karmana gati, it's very difficult to understand, right, this process of action and reaction because of this complexity. This is the complexity, not only about the instant and delayed, but also which is a prepaid, what is a postpaid, and how exactly it really comes. You have seen this, this cause and effect diagram sometimes. How it really, yes, but it really goes through the multiple cause and effect diagram. Something really goes straight here, and something really comes really, yes, right, with multiple cycles. Right? Yes, that's why it is called Gahana Karmana Gati. Are you okay so far? Or we have confused you enough? We are just trying our best to simplify it, this process of karma. Right? Okay. Then, just a while back you asked, yes, we know that it is wrong, but why someone is forced to do something wrong? What is the answer to it? Even if we know that, right, Jaisi Karni, Vaisi Varni, but still, why do you do wrong activities? Why? You don't get the immediate effect. Yes?
That's why Dharma. Kartik has to kill the animals so that he can raise his.
I'll talk about it. Yes? Anyone? I saw there was one more. Very good. Because this is the question asked by Arjuna also. This is not our question. Because last time we discussed, right? Arjuna is acting as an instrument in asking the right questions that we might have. Atha kena prayukta yam papam charate purusha anicham apivarshneya baladigo niyojita. Arjuna said, oh descendant of Krishna, oh Krishna, by what one is impelled to do sinful activity, even unknowingly, just like engaged by force. And Lord Krishna is giving a very beautiful answer. He's saying that Kamo esha krodho esha rajo guna samudbhava mahasana mahapapma vidhi enam iha vairinam. Because it is the lust. It's a desire to enjoy. Right? And it has been there within our heart, this desire propensity, this bhoga vritti, that really propels us. Okay, we'll go a little bit more technical, but I've tried to put it in a very nice chart. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to appreciate this. How does it start? Right? We said the desire. Okay, I need some money. What should I do now? Okay, I have to really work hard, or is there any shortcut process to it? Okay, maybe I need to go through shortcut process, because who will work so hard to earn? Oh, who will work so hard to get all the marks? Is there any shortcut to get all the marks? Why is there to work so hard to become the CEO? Can I do some shortcut and get some quick money? Right? And then the next step, it gets more stronger. Yes, now I have to steal from this house. That's where I'll really get this money, and I'll go in this state where nobody is there. Next, and then it becomes stronger, and then I really execute that activity. And then once I execute that activities, there are two byproducts out of it. One is that I get instantly the result. What happens? The police catches you, right? But then sometimes you're not caught. Then it gets accumulated. That is called aprarabdha. That is called unmanifested. And because you are not caught, your desire of that intensity and the quantum becomes much more higher. Now I want to do something bigger, right? And it becomes bigger and bigger, and we really go in this vicious loop. Does it make sense? Right? And then yes, people really go in this loop. It's very difficult to really come out of it. But I'll give you one more example. Right? Two friends walking on the road, and then one friend saw that there is a bar, right? And one out of them is completely oblivious, that there is a bar. He's really enjoying. He's talking. He's having some good laugh. He's just going by. But the other one, he's so tempted from his heart. Nahi, ab bhi mere ko jaane ka hai. I have to now go inside and I have to get my favorite pack. Why it is? Why it is so? Why it is so? Why one person is really kind of, really going so blissfully on his own way, and the other friend is really so dragged by that force to go inside? Huh? Yes. Is it that? Some people ask that, everything happens by destiny. Jo hona hai, wahi hona hai. I am dragged. I am supposed to go drink. That's why I am drinking. Right? Is it like that? Is it like that? No. Or forget about, right, these two friends. Even the two kids born of the same parent, they have two different desires. Why? Because Lord does not try to control and try to force somebody in a certain direction. And just like parents are there so loving, they really give the opportunity. Similarly, yes, we have tried to explain you didn't listen, but then okay, maybe this is the way that you will learn from it. Right? Yes. Lord is giving that free will to both the friends while they were walking on the road. But one really, or we say that there are two dogs are there in our heart. One is a good dog, another is a bad dog. Yes, good dog which bo 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 bo, and bad dog also ba ba. And which one really wins? Which one wins? Good dog or bad dog? Huh? Yes, it depends. Which one you are feeding the most? If you are really feeding the good dog, good becomes stronger. The bad dog, he really kind of throws that out. Right? But then, if bad dog is really strong, and the good the good dog also will go away. Right? It's really up to us what we are really feeding to ourselves. That's why Lord is saying that Lord has given our life is like in a segment of B, D. In geometry, I've heard that segment B and D. It starts with B, ends with the D. It starts with birth, ends with death. And then in that segment, there are so many points are there. What are those points? Choice points. C. Right? Yes, we might not be able to change the length of that segment, but we can really increase the depth of that segment by making the right choice in our life. Is it clear so far? Okay. So yes, this is what it is. The question that we might ask, is everything predestined? Is it? Yes. Because there is this nice discussion happens between Dhritarashtra and once again Vidura. Right? Vidura says that, oh, Dhritarashtra, why don't you really see that this Pandavas, they are so powerful, they are being guided by Krishna, right? And you are trying to do all these heinous activities, and you are supporting your sinful sons. They will be destroyed. And then what was Dhritarashtra's answer? Oh, if that was supposed to happen, that will happen. Who am I, tiny living entity, who is going to stop it? Right? But if everything happened to by destiny, then why Lord has given this Bhagavad Gita? You should do this, you should not do this. Lord has given choice points to us every moment. It's really up to us to understand what is our dharma at that point of time. Right? Not really blame everything on Deva. First, we should understand what exactly is my duty at this point of time. Still, right? That's why Lord, He Himself went as a messenger to tell, that Guru Sabha, now also you have the chance. If you can give me these 5 villages, you can really live both the family happily. Right? Yes. Lord gives us opportunity. Lord gives the chance. Lord is not saying that, oh, this is the future that's going to really happen. Lord is giving opportunity for us at every moment. It's really up to us how we really kind of determine our future.
But I wanted to understand more on free will versus destiny.
Okay, we'll discuss more. Right? So, destiny, right, is all about determines the consequence of action. Whatever happened to us right now is because of our destiny. But then, right, destiny is not about what will really happen. So, what will happen in the future? It really is determined by our current action. So, okay. So, especially in our Sanatana Dharma, there are 2 philosophies are there. Some people say that you get the result, right, out of our own effort. We become rags to riches because of my kadi mehnat. You understand? Right? It's because of my effort that I have really come to this stage. And I will do all my effort and then I will reach there. But then there are another group of people, they say that, oh, right, it's all happening by the will of the desire. Not a blade of grass moves without his will. एक बोलते हैं ये कर्मवाद और एक बोलते हैं दैववाद. एक बोलते हैं क्या, that everything depends on my effort, and other person says that everything depends on the Lord's mercy, Lord's effort. So which one is correct? Which one is correct?
Both are correct.
That's an easy answer. Yes. Karmavan.
Do karma so that you have other things.
Yes. Yes.
उद्यमेन हि सिद्ध्यन्ति
उद्यमेन हि
कार्याणि
सिद्ध्यन्ति.
मनोरथैः।
Yes.
नहि सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशति मुखम्।
Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, if the terrorists will kind of continue to do all the sinful activities, will he kind of continue to get the result that he would really looking for? Or a donkey is really working so hard, right? Is donkey is our role model, right? Is that, all the students, they go to the class, they sit in the same classroom. Why everybody gets different result? Why? Like the farmer, he sows the seed. That why only few seeds, comes up in some places, right? Or another gross example, right? On boy and girl, they make a union, but nowadays big problem is that they don't get progeny. Why it is so? They're putting that effort, isn't it? Right? Everybody kind of joins a company at analyst level. One person goes to the CEO level, another person kind of just goes to some extent. Why it is so? Is it that he's not smart enough? He didn't work hard? Why it is so? Yes. Yes. There are, we go step by step. The first step that we really need to understand with another analogy. What is that analogy? That somehow or other I am falling into the well, deep dark well. And then I don't know what to do at this point of time, how to really come out of it. What should I do? I cry out, help, help, help. And then somebody who is on the top, he hears our crying. And then he puts that rope. And then what do you have to do? Once you get that rope, what do you have to do? You have to hold on to it. Can I say that? Oh, that rope is coming and I'll come out? No, I have to hold on to that rope. And once you hold on to the rope, and then somebody will pull you up. So yes, the success requires both endeavor and favor. Success involves both our endeavor and Lord's favor. That's why we say we have to work in such a way that our result, right, depends on our effort. And we have to pray to the Lord in a such a way that, everything depends on Lord's favor. Yes, we have to act on both. Are we clear so far? Okay. Then somebody might ask that, okay, I get a desire and I do put some effort, and then I pray to the Lord. Do I get the result? Do I get the desired results? I put some, I have some desire and I put some effort, right? And then I get the result. So, what is the equation of getting the desired result? Right? We talked about duty. You talk about destiny. What are the other things that is remaining? Like we talk about, we sow the seed. We wait for the mercy of the ambience or the Lord to get the water, to get the right atmosphere. And can we get the crops immediately? Or we talked about that example of progeny. Husband, wife, they come together, right? Is it that they get really immediately? What is the third aspect? Yes, duration. We have to also have a patience. We need to have patience. Yes, there has to be diligence in our duty, determination in our duty. There has to be, that affectionate prayer for the Lord's, and there has to be patience that we have to really wait. Right? So if you just remember this equation, because most of the times we just take one dimension, two dimension, but we forget about the third dimension. In any field that we might talk about, I cannot just depend on only my duty. I cannot just focus on okay, my parents will take care. No, I have to put my effort. Right? And not only I have to put my effort, I have to focus on the prayers and mercy of the Lord. But third thing is that I have to wait for it. Patience. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
We are saying karma is duty. Karma is not.
Yes, please go ahead.
That's my question.
So karma, it has multiple meanings. Karma, one meaning is that it's an action. It is an action. Like हम बोलते हैं कि ये आपका कर्म है, right? And दूसरा है, so karma also means a law of karma. ये कर्म का फल है, right? And another also is a duty. We'll talk about that. Another meaning of karma. Karma means also what is a right duty, good duty. There's another definition of karma. There are three meanings of karma. So the third one, the karma, which really means that is a su karma. It's a right activity. Yes, that's what we'll talk about it. Okay. So now we'll talk about yes to the same questions. So now tell me, is this activity is good or bad? How many of you are saying bad? Please raise your hand. Still, some are saying no. Why is it not bad?
It depends. If, yeah.
Okay, now tell me if this is good or bad. Please raise your hand. How many of you say good? Yes. How many of you say this is bad? Is there anyone who is saying bad? Sorry? Very good. Thank you. Let's give a big hand. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, you are standing on this in front of the door and some bad boys, they are really running after a girl. And if the bad boys ask, have you seen that girl? Would you say the truth at that point of time? No. Right? Or you kind of would give a charity to a terrorist organization? No. Always we need to understand the context before really proceeding further. Makes sense? Right? So our scriptures are also, it's not based on text, it also based on the context. So you have to understand the context before understanding the meaning of it. Yes, but then there are some activities which are really, really, really bad. And it is called Dyutam Pana Striya Suna. What are those four activities? Intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, and gambling. These 4 activities are really bad. These are real sinful activities that we must avoid. These are called bikarma. These are called papa. Do you agree? Yes. Yes, we might have so many questions once somebody talks about no meat eating. Oh, these are really so titillates our test buds. It tastes so good, right? Maybe at some point of time we'll discuss some point of time that how from biological perspective, ecological perspective, anatomy perspective, and how our body is meant to be a herbivore, not a carnivore. Right? Some point of time we'll discuss that in detail. But then yes, all the right philosophers also they have mentioned that we should not make this body as a place of graveyard of the animals. Yes, how we should really respect all the living entities. If somebody is really running from life, means it has a soul, and how we should really respect it and not really kill it. And then another one is really gambling. This really ruins the life. Yes, there are 4, pillars of our Sanatana Dharma. It's called mercy, truth, right, and cleanliness and tapasya. And these 4 activities, they really break these 4 pillars, right? Because this gambling really, that huge greed for the money, they really ruins that life. Or even the illicit sex. What do you mean by illicit sex? Not before or not beyond marriage. Any kind of sexual activities is really forbidden, right? Yes, that's why in our shastras there is so much of glorification of chastity or the brahmacharya life. And then the same also for intoxication. Any kind of an intoxication is really bad because it will really go into the illusion. It really robs our strength. It not only robs of our good intelligence, but also the sanity of their family. It not only creates so many health problems, but also creates a dangerous situation for the community. Do you agree with these 4 points?
Yes.
If you agree means you have to follow it also. Do you really agree?
Yes.
I say still some of you are not nodding your head or saying yes. Because Lord is watching whatever you are saying. Okay. So yes, we talked about dharma, right? Sometimes people say that, oh, I do these activities because it's for my survival. I eat this, I do this because of survival. Just like a cat sometimes looking for the food and he goes there and it gets trapped. Right? Similarly, some people say that, oh, I also eat and drink because I like it. This is for my survival. Right? And then, but we know what is the consequence that happens after that. But then there's a difference between these two. In the first case, the rat it goes to eat something, right? And it didn't know that it was a trap. And it was going for the survival. But especially the so-called intelligent human being, it is written smoking is injurious to health. Taking this animal food or whatever it is really dangerous. All the lifestyle diseases really comes out of it. We know that is not necessary for survival, but still knowing that it is dangerous, we really go through that. Just sometimes. Yes. Still, we kind of go through this. This is what we say that how intelligent human beings are getting trapped. Do you agree on this principle? Yes. So that's why we should do the activities which are punya, which are good activities. And we talked about what is a bikarma, these 4 sinful activities. We should talk about what is a what is a punya, the good activities, right? And then there are some activities called akarma, which really frees us even from the all the bikarma or the sakarma. Because sometimes we might say that okay, if you do good activity, it's not good enough. Why it is not good enough? Because if you do good activities, still you cannot be get out of the cycle of birth and death, unless you do akarma. Akarma means karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti vajam. Unless we offer it to the Lord, who can really help us in cutting the cycle of birth and death, and that is called akarma. And that's why Lord is saying, yajnarthat karmana. You should do all these activities as an offering to me. So yes, then how we should perform our work? We should perform our work in a detached way, as an offering to the Lord. And that's why we hear this beautiful verse. What is the beautiful verse? Karmani vadhikarastu ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala heturvur mate sangastva karmani. So what is the meaning of this? We hear this verse so many times. What is the meaning? What is the meaning?
कर्म करो, फल की फल अपने आप कर्म के अनुसार मिलेगा।
Yes,
मतलब कर्म से आसक्त होकर फल से आसक्त होकर कर्म नहीं करना है।
Yes.
जैसा कर्म करेंगे वैसा फल मिलना निश्चित है।
Yes, right. So we have a right to perform our work, right? But then don't get attached to the results. Yes, you should have a plan, you should have a goal, but it doesn't mean that the result is in your hand, because there are so many other factors that involved in getting that result. And at the same time, if you say that, okay, if there is, you should not be attached to the result, should I not do any work? No. Ma karma phala heturvu mate sangastatram. You should not be also lazy in not doing your work as well. Right? So yes, but then how to develop that strength in doing that work? Right? So that's why it is said, be in this world, but not of this world. Just like Padma Patra Ivambasa, just like water. This lotus leaf is in the water, but it's not touched by the water. So we should do our work, but we should not get that reactions of that work. And how to do that? It is mentioned that by chanting Hare Krishna every day, studying Srimad Bhagavatam, eating only Krishna Prasadam, engaging in devotana service, one can rise above all the problems of the world. And one who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by the water. So this is called akarma. So once we engage ourselves in the service of Krishna, so with that, what happens? We saw that thief, right? We are saying aprarabdha, prarabdha, kuta, visa. There are different stages were there. Once you perform the devotional service, everything gets nullified. Aprarabdha phalam papam, guta, bijam, phalanmukam. Whatever we saw on that diagram, that thief cycle, everything gets removed. Even the sinful desire also gets removed once we Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. Once we do the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, everything is removed. That's why Lord is saying that, yes, be a karma yogi. This is the essence, this is the saransh of today's session, where we are saying that perform righteous action, don't do any unholy activities, these 4 activities that we talked about, and then be responsible in your duty, right? It means do your work, do your best. It might not be the best, but do your best with attention. Be goal oriented, but not with a grabbing attitude, right? And yes, it also talks about, yes, focus on what you can have, focus on what is within your circle of influence, what you can act, but not on what exactly you can do. And then whatever the results that comes, yes, leave the results to the Lord. Don't be attached to the result. Don't be focus on your false ego, right? Don't consider yourself that you are the only cause of the result, right? And share the fruits, the talents, the skills, whatever you have in the service of the Lord's sits. And then, yes, always remember that yes, Lord Krishna is our ultimate master. So shift our mentality from the doership to the divine mood, and always think that I am the instrument. This is how we should work in our life. Right? That's why we always say that before joining 9 a.m. club, before going to the office, join 5 a.m. club. 5 a.m. club means early in the morning, just attach ourselves to the Lord, by chanting these holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, always remember that there will be choice in the life, right? There will be always this free will, but then we have to pick up the right option, and then you have to follow that right option, and always you have to do it right every time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So you have already completed 3 sessions, and next week we'll be focusing on who is pulling my strings. This is another very, very practical session that we'll be learning how in our practical life we can really apply these principles of Bhagavad Gita in our life. Okay, so we have, I think, some more